Australia's 26,000 missing homes. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's look at a clip from my Saturday afternoon live stream in which I discuss the 26,000 missing homes. Now this one's from realestate.com.au. Rachel sent this one to me. And it's about homes that were meant to be built. Now, I'm often discussing the construction apocalypse on this channel. I mean, Superdraft is now part of the construction apocalypse series. And it's because, well, I make the argument that we have an artificially stimulated housing sector due to insane government intervention. And that coupled with international supply chain issues, insane inflation, natural disasters, illness, and labor issues has meant many builders with fixed price contracts, which they're required to do by law, have gone under. And that's going to impact our ability to continue supplying houses for people. And of course, now Labor's increased immigration numbers. You've got international students returning. You've got a whole lot of people that are hoping for a significant housing market correction, but we're going to have a whole lot of additional pressures on that market, and we probably won't be able to meet supply. You know? So this one, Australia is suddenly missing 26,000 new homes that were meant to be built. So this is something we need to look at. That's just going to go on that pile of addressing supply issues. So let's keep going. What do we have a look here? Under Paul Keating, we had to have a recession. Yeah, everyone was almost out of work. I mean, that's the thing. A generation doesn't remember that. So the question is now, if interest rate rises will drive Australia into recession, but that'll probably even take more builders down. And that'll just exacerbate housing supply issues even more. So, construction of detached houses surged in 2020 and 21. And there are currently 100,000 detached houses being built across Australia. That's a huge increase from the roughly 60,000 a year under construction seen pre-pandemic and the highest level ever recorded. So this is the boom that we have. So this huge pipeline of residential building is the result of two things. First was the wave of commencements in late 2020 and throughout 21. On the back of low interest rates as well as the Home Builder program. Okay, nothing new here. Home Builder was a government stimulus measure during COVID and gave up to 25 grand eligible owner occupiers to build a new home, substantially renovate an existing home, or buy off the plan. So it overheated the housing market, guys. It certainly overheated the housing market. People would go out there, some of them, you get, I think it went down to 15 grand too. You'd get your 15 grand and you'd be paying that back in GST on the building materials you would just be to do your extension, to do your renovation. An increase in commencements will swell the pipeline under construction simply because there are more homes being built. But there's more going on here. The increase in the pipeline under construction is much bigger than the increase in commencements would imply by itself. Instead, the second factor is we aren't completing construction at the sort of pace we'd normally expect. And yes, that is most certainly true. I'm experiencing that with my build here. Try and get stuff galvanized in Brisbane. Guys, it's a nightmare right now. Put another way, it's taking longer to build a house than it has in the past. So, what are we looking at here? Hey, Joel, welcome to the video. Butch got out at the beginning of the year. Anyone paying attention saw the writing on the wall. Got out of the housing sector. Yes, well, we'll have to see. Or construction. The number of detached houses under construction has surged to a record level of more than 100,000. I mean, there you go, guys. Look at that. But how many of those projects have stalled? And this is why when people talk about the ABS stats of 1 million empty homes, there you go. There's a whole lot of them under construction right there. Completion of detached homes normally tracks commencement pretty well. That's not surprising. The time taken to build a home is normally fairly consistent, particularly compared to apartments, for example, which vary significantly depending on the size and type of the unit development. ABS estimates are that it typically takes somewhere between 2 to 3 quarters to complete a detached house once construction commences. So, commencement of new detached houses surged during late 2020 and throughout 2021 on the back of low interest rates and home builder, but that hasn't translated into completions. Oh, shit. Look at that. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. So that normally you'd expect, this to be the lag from commencement to completions, commencements to completions, commencements to completions. There you go. What's happened here? What's going on here? Uh-oh. To get a sense of how far we've fallen behind, I estimate a simple mapping equation that maps commencements into completions based on what has, in the past, been the typical lag between the two. That historic relationship suggests that completions should have been much higher for the past year or so. In sum, the gap between what we'd normally expect to have completed in the past 5 quarters and what we've actually completed amounts to 26,000 homes. Kerry is asking, is this due to lack of materials? Yeah, I would say it would be a range of things. Lack of materials is certainly one part of it. Also labor issues, also lockdowns. It's all coming together. Do we just send all the first home buyers over to the ghost cities in China? Maybe we should. But those are apartments. Although that's probably going to be what the Labour project is. Here we go, Giuseppe. Heise, I'm a senior estimator for a building company based in Sydney. We have a project going in Port Macquarie, 400 kilometres from Sydney, with 250 dwellings. Nightmare trying to get trades out there. Yes, I'd say that'd probably be one of the biggest factors here is getting trades. I mean, look at me. I had to learn how to bloody well cut plasma, use a plasma cutter, use a bloody digger to dig augers, learn how to pour concrete the first time ever in my life because I couldn't get quotes back, let alone trades. Or you get phone calls and things like this and no one to get back to you. And this is just my anecdotal experience, but I don't think I'm alone. So we need to add this to another thing. What I see here is housing market support. Kerry's going, it sounds cool though. Yeah, it sounds cool. Let's just say a lot of my blood, sweat, and tears and chemical burns have gone into my house, but you got to do it. As an architect, you got to at least get on the tools. So that is a lot. Longer construction times probably account for as much as 2/3 of the increase in the pipeline we've seen in the past 2 years. So construction times have gone longer. And that means it's going to get more expensive. This is probably adding to why builders are going under. Actual completions are well below where we would expect them, given how many homes are under construction. Okay, expected completions, actual completions. There you have it. There you have it. How about releasing land that is for off-grid or low-cost infrastructure? I don't think the culture here would accept it in Australia. Prefab homes, the government's looking at it right now. They're looking at ways because they've got to roll out a whole lot of homes for their projects. And we've worked on prefabricated volumetric modular stuff. So, but it's not always cheaper. You've got to understand that. You've got additional transportation costs. I mean, it's really good if you don't want to have much time on site. A school, building a part of the building off-site and then just trucking it on and bolting it down, fantastic. Office building in a mine, building it down here, trucking it up there, putting it down on site, perfect. Really efficient because just to get a truck a ute certified to go on a mine, you have to jump through 50 million hoops. So you want to minimize that. So those type of things are advantages. But the average specky home, I don't know. I'm up in the air. Could go either way because there's a lot of steel you're paying for you don't need. Anyway, to put it another way, if we were constructing houses on the sort of time frames we normally do, the pipeline of houses under construction would be around 75,000 to 80,000 instead of more than 100. That would still be high, but far closer to typical. There are numerous reasons why it's taking longer to build homes, including disruptions from weather and illness, difficulties obtaining materials due to disruptions in international supply chains, and rapidly escalating building costs. The strong pipeline and longer build times mean that construction activity will probably stay higher for longer than we might normally expect when the Reserve Bank raises interest rates. Dwelling construction is the most interest rate sensitive part of the economic activity, so we normally expect to see it slow when interest rates rise. That will happen. We've already seen building approvals and commencement slow significantly from where they are during the pandemic. But the decline in activity will probably be later and slower than you'd normally see given how much work is yet to be finished. There you go. Hang on. I've got a hair. Give me a sec. Problem with having this beard, guys. Oh, I don't know if I keep going or if I shave it off for Movember. What do you reckon? What should I do? So, 26,000 missing homes because the construction sector is, well, unable to meet demand. Gordon's asking I should poll it. Yeah, I probably will. Hang on, can I do another poll? Oh, I can't. Wait, okay. Should I shave for Movember? It's getting bloody annoying. But I do want to keep it going. Okay, there we go. I've put a poll up on YouTube. Whatever your wife wants. Oh, she'll put up with everything. She doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. So there we have it, guys. 26,000 missing homes, a dragged out construction sector. That's just going to add to supply issues and capacity issues. That's going to be additional support for the value of finished houses, everyone. So, yes. Let's have a look. We're already a week into November, yeah. So the last article I wanted to discuss today. Now this one is a news.com.au article that I think we've all seen this type of do-it-chaplain. Yeah, a guy with a German name doing a Charlie Chaplin mustache with conservative opinions. Yeah, that's going to go down real well. Real well. Yeah. He did his back. A mate of mine shaved for Movember, except it wasn't his face, he did his back. Well, that's bloody itchy. There you go. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So, so this one. Has anyone received those SMS messages where it's linked? You know, apparently you've got to pay money on your account. I've received them all the time. And I'm there looking at them thinking, oh yeah, I've got to check the account. Oh, I thought I had that credit card set up. Oh, we'll have a look at it. But nah, it's a scam. It's a scam. I logged in. I didn't click on any link. I manually went and logged in and go, well, I've got 15 bucks on here. I don't use it that often. I avoid the tolls. I know, shock, horror, gasp. Florian does whatever he can to avoid the bloody tolls. I am that cheap, but you're not surprised. Thank you for watching this section from my Saturday afternoon live stream. If you're a fan of the channel, make sure you check out my other channels, HeiseBim and HeiseSays International. And if you want to support the content that I discuss here, there are a few ways you can. Financially on YouTube or Patreon, using our referral links, buying our merch, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Thank you all very much.